set that up. So that was just a bit of a delay. Hi Facebook, I hope everyone is safe and well. Very nice to have the pleasure of your company with me today, Facebook and YouTube. Hope I'm the right way around. So yeah, my goodness, one more week to go. Is it one more week and it's like 23rd of December? Where has the time gone? Hi, oh you like my jumper? Thanks Bev. This jumper, I actually wore it. I can jump up and show you. This was the cover of the autumn magazine. So yeah, it's a favourite of mine. I actually bought it probably about a year ago, maybe more actually, in a sale. I think it's a German brand called Allude. Anyway, orange is one of those wonderful colours, isn't it? It just sort of seems to brighten and lift everything. I've got a friend who just accents everything with orange. She's got like an orange clutch bag and an orange scarf and, you know, just an orange pair of shoes. I mean, it just kind of pulls everything together in quite a modern way, I think. So, yeah, so anyway, I like orange. Excuse my hair, I haven't had time to do it. So I was out running this morning. So yesterday, I'm in London. So yesterday was the last day before everything goes into tier 3. And I know, you know, so many other parts of the country have been suffering as well. And so we went out as a family and supported our local restaurant just to kind of give them a bit of business before having to shut down completely. It's all so devastating for them. I was reading online about the great restaurateur, Corbin and King, and they've got lots of big establishments up in London, in the centre of London, and they were saying they've got something like 10,000 crackers in a basement somewhere that they'd got for Christmas for all their, you know, Christmas events and things that were just going to be wasted, or perhaps, you know, have to wait till next year. Anyway, we're not going to think about bad things. We're going to think about good things. And actually, thinking about orange, I can just see what has arrived here in my studio. Don't you love all the colour coordination? I wish I could tell you it was so carefully planned. It must be just something in the atmosphere, I think. But this is from one of my favourite people, which I've mentioned before, Fire Tree. And they are really like the top connoisseurs of chocolate. So it's a bit like wine, you know, you've got kind of, you know, plonk, and then you've got the next level, which is really, you know, good stuff, and then you've got your absolute, you know, stuff that you lay down in your cellar, which is all vintage and, you know, Premier Cru and all of that stuff. Well, that is, I kind of think, how I think about Fire Tree. They are the top, and they gave us a Liz Loves back in one of the first lockdowns, so 10% off everything at Fire Tree. And what's really interesting is that it's volcanic chocolate. So they come from different regions, like the Solomon Islands, where they grow a lot of cocoa beans and cocoa pods. And it is a bit like fine wine. You know, when you talk to a master of wine, like my lovely friend Richard Bampfield, they talk a lot about terroir, which is the soil and the climate and the conditions that the vines are in, which then has an impact on how the grapes grow and how the wine tastes. And also its seasonality. People will talk about this being a particularly good year because there was not very much frost, or there was no frost, or too much frost, or whatever it is, you know. So it all varies and it all depends. And did you know that the same is true from chocolate? So if you take chocolate into that kind of that haute cuisine level, that's what they focus on. So this, I thought, would be a really lovely gift if you are still looking for something quite special last minute, or maybe for yourself, or just to treat the family. Because of this, I've deliberately not opened it because I wanted to open it in front of you, and it's almost too beautiful to open actually, because it comes all rather wonderfully packaged. And I know they've done chocolate tastings before, so when you get to know Fire Tree, if you're kind of on their mailing list, then they do special chocolate tastings where they'll send you a pack of chocolate, and you just buy the pack, and then that gives you access to their master chocolatier, who then comes along and talks everybody through it, so you can just understand a bit more. And all the chocolate comes from really small producers, local farmers, growers, so chocolate growers who aren't being exploited by the big multinational companies and are respecting the region. And I'm trying to do this so I don't have to spoil the lovely wrapping paper. maybe my mother's daughter, she always taught me to unwrap really carefully, and then she would unpick the wrapping paper and iron it, and then we'd reuse it all the time. And you know, that was back in the day, just to be thrifty, but now of course it's all about being eco as well, isn't it? So I just have that in kind of wired into my DNA, and I'll probably pass that on to my children as well. Wow, look at that, isn't that beautiful? So this says it is a volcanic chocolate experience, and it's got single estate varieties. And again, this is a really interesting thing about cocoa beans. It's a bit like having single estate wine or single estate coffee, or honey that comes from a particular region that's just using the pollen that the bees have collected from that area. So what I love about it is it really connects us back with the environment and with nature. It's all about provenance and sustainability, and we learn, you know, we have like a geography lesson at the same time as to what's going on. So these each comes from a different volcanic island. Isn't that cool? So we've got places that I've never heard of here. Malakula Island, Karka Island, Makira Island, Mindanao Island. I'm probably really destroying the language, but there we go. But these are all from Solomon Islands, and they are dairy free, if that's important to you, because they are really high in the actual pure cocoa. And it says here about Fire Tree, the long finish and lingering taste of our chocolate is due to the fire tree or cocoa tree. I didn't know it was called a fire tree, which thrives on the uniquely rich, porous soils of the South Sea's remote volcanic islands. Fire Tree's superior beans yield a distinct depth and complexity. To enjoy fully, take time and let the flavours develop on the palate. Isn't that amazing? Grown in volcanic soil, each with its own calibrated cocoa percentage, the collection is sure to delight even the most discerning chocolate connoisseurs. Wow. And they are all very high in cocoa. You know me when I talk about things like the glycemic index of food or the glycemic load, and that's all about just, you know, helping the body to stabilise, keep blood sugars stable, which is naturally where they should be. We shouldn't be spiking all the time with high amounts of sugar. And if you still want to enjoy chocolate, that's absolutely great, because that's what I do. Chocolate actually is the richest source of polyphenols, plant-based polyphenols. So they're really good for our good gut bugs, really good for our microbiome. Lots of healthy reasons why we should have chocolate, but not the junk chocolate. The junk chocolate, the stuff that I call that's in plastic wrappers, that's full of palm oil and very high sugar content that just, you know, spikes your blood sugars. But that doesn't mean that because I'm saying, you know, let's not eat so much of that, or let's not eat that at all, that we should give up chocolate, because we shouldn't. Again, it's about having less but better. That's the mantra. That's going to be my rule going forward into 2021. Less but better. And so here, for example, if I just look at the cocoa percentage, the lowest one here is 72%. So that's still pretty high. So 72%, 75, 73. Oh no, 69. Sorry, that's one of my favourites actually. The Guadalcanal. Sorry, I haven't said that right. But that is a really, really good one. That's the 69%. That's the one that I like very much. There's a 72% here, at 84%. There's even 100%. 100% cocoa. There's no sugar in there at all. Isn't that amazing? So, and they've actually sent me over here, there's another package. What is in this one? Well, seeing as it's Christmas nearly, I'm going to open it and see what's in here. So there's a little brochure actually that tells you all about the different things. So don't forget, if you want to go and have a look, they are firetree.com. No, they're not. They're firetreechocolate.com, excuse me. And if you put Liz Loves in capitals, then you get your 10% off. And they are still posting out. I think today is the last day for second class posting before Christmas. I think Monday is the last day for kind of like first class or signed for packages. Let's see if I can open this one up without destroying it. See what is in here. It's exciting. It's like Christmas every day here when I do my lives. Got so many nice new things to share with you. I've got lots of other nice little bits and pieces actually that I want to open up for you in just a moment. Cadbury's, yeah, Cadbury's has palm oil. Yeah, I know, just reading some of the comments here. And also my other favourite British chocolate brand that I really like is Sulcum Dairy. Still get 10% off them as well. Oh, these are mini ones. Look at that. Love that. So this is looks like similar, not quite the same, from Solomon Islands. These are amazing, and these vary from 69% again up to 100%. So this pack has 7 of the 25-gram bars. You could actually split those up, couldn't you? Or Father Christmas could if you had stockings to fill. That would be quite a nice one. And then this one is the more extravagant one. This is 7 bars of the 65 gram. It's actually quite heavy, quite chunky. Anyway, thank you very much, Fire Tree, for sharing your discount codes. So they are our 12 days of Christmas for today. Forget what number we're up to. I think we're up to about number 9? Something like that. Oh, thank you for all your messages coming in. I can see them here. Oh my goodness, we're up to day 11. Where is the week going? I think we've done it because we wanted to run up to the last posting date. So I think the last one that I talk about will be on Friday. But of course there are still time to get other things. So one of the other brands I mentioned was White and Green. And this has been really popular. And one of the favourite things of mine on that website, which I wanted to share with you, is the silk pillowcase. Oh my goodness, who else sleeps on a silk pillowcase? Once you start sleeping and putting your face next to silk, and then you wake up in the morning and it has no creases on it, because it doesn't crease in the way that cotton does. And it just seems to be really cool in the summer and kind of cozy and soft in the winter. I just love it. And, you know, people I cherish, I have actually given silk pillowcases to. And they have got a lovely gift set on their website, which is especially for Christmas, which is the silk pillowcase with, I think it might be a spray, a sleep spray. Anyway, check it out. It's really lovely. And you get 15% off everything on White and Green if you use Liz Loves. And that goes up until the end of December, I think. So if you're looking at treats for yourself or treats for others, I highly recommend a silk pillowcase. It's one of those just kind of investment pieces that is nice to have. And of course, if you are traveling or going to stay with somebody, it's quite nice to take your own pillowcase with you, because it's, I don't know, it just feels a bit more like home, and I feel that I often get to sleep more quickly and more easily if something feels like a home environment. The other thing that I do if I travel is take my lavender oil, take it everywhere, and a few drops of that. And to be honest, I put a few drops of neat lavender oil onto my pillowcase, even my silk pillowcases, and it's completely fine. Doesn't stain, doesn't, you know, have any bad effects. I can use it, and I use it. I have, each of my children now has a bottle of the Neal's Yard lavender oil beside their bed, and last thing at night we just drop a little bit on, just one drop, you know, that's all it takes, and it just, I don't know, it just switches off the brain. It just puts you into that lovely calm mindset of, now I'm going to have a good night's sleep. Oh, thank you, lots of lovely recommendations here. Yay. Excellent. That is so nice. It's so nice to see the chat going on. It really is. I'm sorry, I'm so busy chatting. I can't really join in with the chat as well, but I know lots of lovely parcels and things have been arriving, which is great. Devon Creator, yours arrived yesterday. Looks good, too good to sleep on. Amazing. Sue said, do you still take Naked Pharmacy sleep tablet? Yes, I use their Saffrasun. So Saffrasun, Naked Pharmacy, we've still got Liz Love's discount. So Saffrasun is the crocus extract, and we wrote about it actually in the magazine. It might even be in this issue here where I'm wearing my orange jumper. I really rate the crocus extract for anxiety and for sleep. And what was very interesting, talking to the pharmacist who created the Naked Pharmacy, he is a traditional medical pharmacist by background, worked in both big pharmaceutical companies on medical trials and all of that, and then realised that there were certain interesting herbal and botanical compounds that would really work from the plant kingdom, which weren't being patented, weren't being picked up by big pharmaceuticals, because, you know, you can't make money from a plant if you can't patent it. And so he set up the Naked Pharmacy, and I really like his things, and I've mentioned them for months and months and months. And right at the beginning of lockdown, actually, I found that the crocus extract was really good. It's called Saffrasun. I think, Betty, are you on Facebook today, my lovely? I think you are manning Facebook for me. Maybe you can pop a little link up on Facebook for Naked Pharmacy. I'll make sure that we do it on Instagram as well in my bio. And hi, everybody who's new on Instagram. If you don't know, I obviously can't link here on Instagram, but if you head to my little bio, my biography on the main bit of Instagram, there's a blue line that says Linktree, and if you click on that, then we pop all the links, as many as links as we can find. We pop them all there, so it makes it easy. Or, of course, if you can't find anything, just go to lizearlewellbeing.com and you'll find it all there. So, yeah, Saffrasan, I do take that. And I remember talking to him about it, and he said it's very good for sleep, as well as for keeping emotions calm and reducing anxiety. They do a children's version. I give it to my youngest because sometimes he can struggle with being a little bit unsettled, and I find that really helps him. And so I take 2 capsules in the morning, and he said, the pharmacist said, that even though it's to help sleep, the trials that they've done on it, and they've done clinical trials with this crocus extract, it shows that it helps your sleep if you take it in the morning, which is interesting, isn't it? So, normally you'd think, I need it to sleep, so I'm going to take it last thing at night. But no, you take it in the morning. So that's what I do. So yes, I do absolutely take that. The other one that I do take for sleep is this one, Drops of Slumber. Who else has got their Slumber Drops? I literally would not go without this. I tried it recently. I thought, do you know what? I'm sleeping fine now. I'll be fine. My sleep was not as good. So Drops of Slumber. I mentioned these guys, I think on Monday, because they've got a really special deal. I think it might only be for this week. Let me just check. It goes up until Christmas Eve. It goes up to Christmas Eve. So at the moment, they've got a sale on their little drops. I've got the Slumber Drops here, and I love this one as well. I take this, Drops of Balance. In fact, I should probably have my Drops of Balance for today. Drops of Balance, this is again, it's all about anxiety and calming stress. Very good for keeping stress levels down at the moment and just balancing things out. It contains adaptogenic herbs. You may have heard me talk about them before. Things like ashwagandha, which is the whole concept of adaptogenic plants, I think is really interesting. And I guess, as the name suggests, they adapt to what your body needs. So if you need a bit of a pick-me-up and a bit of a lift, they kind of gather around you to do that. If you need to be de-stressed and calmed down and, scraped off the ceiling, then they're very good for helping to bring you back into yourself and bring you back into balance. So that's what an adaptogenic plant is, and it's a real thing. It's not just a bit of woo-woo. It is a proper thing. And this has adaptogenic herbs in a really good blend. So it contains ashwagandha, which is the main one. Then one called I'm not going to pronounce this right. Shatavari root, lemon balm leaf, schisandra berry, and in a little bit of peppermint, so that the taste is really good. And again, I just find this, it just takes the edge off stuff. It's not like taking an antidepressant or anything pharmaceutical, but it is just. I really like it, and I've interviewed the founder before, Mariska, you may remember, really lovely female founder-led brand, and so that's Drops of Balance, and then Drops of Slumber I keep beside my bed. You can see that one, you can see the tide's gone down in that one, so I always have that with me. And then the other one, which I really like, are their Drops of Immunity, and I guess, at this time of year, when traditionally we're all getting coughs and colds and flu and all the rest of it, plus the additional added layering on of the threat of COVID, anything that we can do to help support our immune system is really helpful. And this has got really interesting ingredients in it as well. It's got lots of vitamin C. It has astragalus, which is another very interesting herb, and echinacea and elderberry and holy basil, and that's another really good combination. And they've got bundles of these at the moment on their website. This is a bit thicker, this one. This is got a bit more of a tang to it. Very nice. Excuse me, taking my drops in front of you all. So that's Drops of Immunity. So the reason I mention that is that they've got a bundle at the moment on their website anyway. So they've gone on sale, which is really good, Life Armour. And then we've got a Liz Loves that you can put on top of that, which is really good, because sometimes when brands go on sale, if we've already got a Liz Loves with them, they say, I'm really sorry, Liz, but we're going to have to switch that off because we can't give it to everybody because it makes it too cheap. But Life Armour, bless them, have said, no, that's fine. You can keep the Liz Loves code going. So that means that those drops, they come down by about 30%. So if, like me, you love them and you get them for other members of the family, do a little bit of stocking up, because that is that offer will end on Christmas Eve, and I don't think you'll get such a good deal, for a long while. So definitely worth stocking up on those. Oh, some nice messages here. Okay, so this is from Chris. I hope you're watching because it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Chris. It's your 60th birthday. And in fact, you sent an email which I have printed out because I really didn't want to forget to do this. And it says, it's from Chris Mottram. It says, "Hi Liz, I'm hoping that you would be kind enough to give me a shout out. On Wednesday the 16th of December, it will be my 60th birthday. Happy birthday." That's my next big one too. Not for a wee while, but yeah, that's my next big milestone. My present from my husband will be your lovely rose gold ivy necklace and earring set. Wow. Of course, bought when he received 40% off. Who doesn't love a savvy shopper? That's great. Well done him. He bought it and he saved it and kept it. That's brilliant. Hope you love it. You have to send me a picture. I'm a nurse on a busy special care baby unit, and watching you each week has been such an inspiration and something to look forward to in the present climate. I also received my prescription for HRT this week, so a shout out will be a real bonus. Keep up the great work. Lots of love to you and your team. Thanks, Chris. That's so nice. Hope you love your necklace and earrings. Absolutely wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Well done on getting your HRT, and just in time, because some depends, it's a lottery, isn't it? Some GPs are so receptive and just go, yeah, of course we can top up your hormones, of course we can help ease all your symptoms, no problem, this is safe, body identical, regulated, cheap stuff, here's your prescription. Other GPs, not quite so. And in fact, if you look at the NICE guidelines, it's very clear that up until the age of 60, then absolutely, it should be the first course of action for relieving symptoms, no question, benefits outweigh risks and all of that. Doesn't mean to say that once you are past 60, you can't still be prescribed HRT. My mum, and she doesn't mind me sharing this with you, she is now in her early 80s, and she, not that long ago, went back onto HRT. She was taken off it when she got to about 70 or so because her GP didn't know any better and just thought, oh, well, you don't need this anymore. And when I heard about that, I was like, of course you still need it. Of course you do. And increasingly, never more so now, when we're beginning to understand more about the risks with Alzheimer's and long COVID and all these things I've talked about many times particularly with Dr. Louise Newson, menopause doctor. So she went back onto it. It took 3 doctors, by the way. We had to go and see three different GPs before we would found one that was prepared to put her back on it. But she has gone back on it, and she says she will stay on it till her dying day, as many women do, as I say, and all the rest of it. So I just mentioned that because interesting, Chris, you saying that you've just started and you've just hit your 60th birthday. So if people haven't yet reached 60, absolutely, there should be really very, very little issue. If you're over 60, it doesn't make it impossible, okay? It really doesn't. And I write a lot more about that in my e-guide, The Truth About HRT. So you can download that and read that at your leisure. I hope it's helpful. Anyway, Chris, happy days. And actually, talking about jewellery, if anybody still wants to grab a bargain, I do have, I'm wearing my little rose earbuds, which I always do, my little rose. I just love them, particularly at this time of year. I don't know, there's something, maybe it's Christmas roses, do you think? And I'm wearing the rose gold, which I tend to wear mostly. I have got the yellow gold ones as well, but I don't know, maybe it's the rose gold and the orange. Maybe I kind of put them together. These are my little boxes, actually. Can you see there? It's got the rose gold lettering on it. And inside, oh, that one's empty because it had my earrings in it. This one here, it's got a little pull-out tray. This one is the rose gold necklace. Look at that. And just to show you a little bit of detail, just because I'm quite proud of these actually, they are botanically accurate. You know me and evidence-based information and being accurate. Try to be. Doesn't always work, we're only human, but really try to be accurate with everything. So they are not just a blobby rose, but that is, a little actual hedgerow, like the rose hips. That's the English rose. It's actually a symbol of Tudor England. You probably recognise it from that. And then at the back, I've got my little clasp, and around here, you probably can't see it, but on that little area is where it has the hallmarks, and I have my own hallmark. I do. I have the Liz Earle LE London Assay Office hallmark that shows that it's original. And then I've got the little dangly bit. So this is the little dangle. This is actually the bracelet, but you can get it on the necklace as well. That's the actual little rose leaf. So it's got its little serrated edges. Can you see on there? It's little serrated bit. So it's all about the detail. And then it has different fastenings, so depending on the length that you want to adjust it. So you can wear it, loose or long or higher up the neck, whatever. Anyway, all the rose collection, so this is all from the Wild Rose collection, it's all 25% off. I think until the end of the month. You don't need a code, just go to lizearlejewelry.com, you'll find it all there. And this is all fair trade, 24 carat fair trade gold vermeil. So that's, what else have I got here? I've got my, those are my little ear studs. I've got, this is the yellow gold, or this is the necklace actually. So I don't know who else has got the necklace. Yeah. Tudor Rose was our school emblem. Rainham Girls' School in Kent. Excellent. There you go. So yeah, there's my lovely. Anyway, just wanted to mention those just to show that we do have them, and I think the last postage date, because these all go special delivery recorded, because they're precious, and I think the last recorded delivery date might be for dispatch on Monday, something like that. So just want to mention that. Another offer actually that I ought to mention that is ending, I think it might be Friday, midnight Friday, is OptiBack. I hope you've stocked up. Has everyone got their OptiBack? Oh my goodness. This was just so great to be able to talk. Last week I did a vlog for YouTube on vaginal atrophy and vaginal dryness and cystitis and UTIs, urinary tract infections, pelvic disorders, urinary incontinence, all of those things caused by changing pH levels around the urethra and the bladder. And it's such a common thing. My goodness, I kind of mention it to any of my girlfriends, and it's like, oh yes, And in fact, I had a message from a friend just this morning, and I was emailing her back going, right, this is what you need. You need to take your garlic capsules. You need to get your probiotics and buy them this week because you get 20% off with Liz Loves. You need to take your D-mannose, which is the birch tree sugar. And there's just so much that we can do. And looking at the evidence, cranberry juice is not where it's at. It's really not been shown to be effective. But I think that some of the other things that I talk about are really more effective. And also some of the localized estrogen is really effective. So do please, if any of these things are issues for you, do please head over to YouTube and have a watch of that video. It's, it is quite personal. It's quite up close and personal because I talk about all these different things and all the different things that can help. But this is something that you will genuinely always find in my cupboards. I've used it for years. I really do rate them. And this is not an ad. They're not paying me to say this. I just want to kind of pass this on woman to woman because I think it's a great product. And it's the purple one, and we've got 20% off with Liz Loves, but only on the purple one, sadly. We haven't got it all across the board. Not yet, anyway. Might ask them for that later. But the purple one, so this one has got the two varieties that you want to that are very good for female pelvic health, and that's the Lactobacillus reuteri and the Lactobacillus rhamnosus. And reuteri, interestingly, is also one of those bacterial strains that has been linked to reducing anxiety and stress. And it's been shown to be helpful in the promotion of oxytocin, which is that kind of huggy chemical in the brain. You know how you get that warm, tingly glow if you just feel really good about something. Sadly, not so many of us are getting the hugs that perhaps we should. But if you can remember, if you can recall that, even the self-hug, actually just try and envisage that self-hug and that warm glow and that feeling in the brain, and that's encouraged by the oxytocin. So again, it's very good for helping to regulate anxiety and stress. So kind of a side effect, I think, of having the reuteri in your probiotic is that you're also going to hopefully help with mental stress and anxiety as well. So lots of reasons why that is a good one. So let me get back to your comments here. Oh, this is from Joe via YouTube. Hi, Joe. I hope you are watching on catch up. YouTube gets loaded later. We can't at the moment. I need to find a way in the new year, perhaps, of maybe I'm going to have 3 phones in front of me, because I've already got my my Facebook one for live and my Instagram one for live. Maybe I can do YouTube live as well, or maybe we'll just unfortunately have to stick with it being loaded later. You says, hi Liz, thank you for all your wonderful films this year. Informative, inspiring and fun. You've really helped us get through the pandemic. Thank you. Wishing you and yours a very happy Christmas. Well, same to you, Joe. And talking about fun, I've filmed a couple of little recipe things which I popped on YouTube for Christmas, and we had a bit of a disaster. But 2 of them just went a bit wrong. Anyway, I just thought, you know what, this is real, so we're just going to keep them up there. So bear with me. There's both of them, actually. That one I think has just got uploaded yesterday, and the other one will be uploaded tomorrow. It does have a bit of a glitch in the middle, but it's funny, and it was all right. Oh my goodness, this is a really interesting comment. This is from Karen on Instagram, and it's all to do with Amino Slim. Who else is taking Amino Slim? And the chill pill from Strong Nutrients. I'm actually going to call Zana from Strong Nutrients tomorrow, because I want to get her on my Friday 5 podcast, because I think there's so much that we can talk about as we go into Christmas with a bit of overeating and high-fat foods and all of that. So I really want to drill down and pick her brains on that for my podcast. But you say, Karen, I'm taking Amino Slim. Wait for it. I have lost 10 centimetres around my middle. Isn't that amazing? 10 centimetres. That's like that much. My goodness, you're going to have to be taking everything in. How exciting before Christmas. So I think I talked about my journey with Amino Slim, and my skirts definitely feel a bit looser. I haven't actually measured. I probably should have done. My scales weigh the same. I've still got those 5 lockdown pounds that are just like following me around like a bad smell. Can't get rid of them. But I think my shape is trimming down. And what Zana was saying specifically, it's the way this Amino Slim works on the growth hormone at night as we sleep, which is why she recommends taking them last thing at night. I wonder, Karen, are you taking yours last thing at night? You see, I stopped taking mine last thing at night because I didn't have enough gap between my last mouthful of food in the evening, because you've got to have 2.5 hours after eating so that your tummy is empty. As Zana says, it's a very fussy supplement. You've got to take it on an empty tummy. So I tend to take mine first thing in the morning, which is what I did this morning. I had my 5 capsules this morning. But then, of course, you don't get the benefit of having the release of growth hormone overnight to help it work. But you get around that by doing some strenuous exercise. So that was fine for me this morning because I was up early. So I ate last night because I went out for our kind of last supper to a local restaurant, and then came back and it was quite late. So I thought, well, I'll take my Amino Slim in the morning because by then I'll have an empty stomach. And then I'm going out, so I went out and went for a quick run this morning. So that was me doing my exercise to then activate it to get that growth hormone working. So I'd be really interested to see where are we going to. What? Your Christmas cake is going mouldy. You've got to keep it cold. Oh my goodness, yeah, cold cupboard. You can keep it in the bottom of the fridge, or I think I mentioned possibly wrapping it up and keeping it outside somewhere really cold. Oh, that is a blow. Yes, no, don't keep it too warm. Love the blue beanie hat, Liz, on your Christmas pudding YouTube. Oh, the video reminded me of my daughter who's away at the moment in Melbourne, and that's from Val. Okay, so yes, so I put that live yesterday. So I suddenly realised that I hadn't got round to making my Christmas pudding. Shock horror. Normally I make it like beginning of November and keep it. So Brella, my younger daughter, she's home, she's back now from uni, and so she helped me, and she has got this little blue beanie hat, which she is just hooked on. She wears it literally. She probably sleeps in it, actually. I don't know if you're watching me, sweetheart, but you know, I've not seen you, I think, since you've been at home without your little blue beanie hat on. It's very cute. It is a cute little hat. So of course we're standing there in the kitchen, stirring the Christmas pudding, and she's got her beanie hat on. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it reminded you of your daughter. I feel very fortunate to have so many of my family around me. So few more comments here. Love the beauty pie, and this is from Claire on Instagram. Love the beauty pie, the Christmas makeup tutorial. Ordered all the items by Beauty Pie. Excited to try the look. So that was one of my videos that I put up again on YouTube. I think it went up on Saturday. So that will just stay there, so you can watch that at your leisure. And at the bottom of that, if you click on the description box for Beauty Pie, or for the caption rather, it lists everything that I've used. It's mostly Beauty Pie. It's not all Beauty Pie. I think I've got a Clarins concealer and a Clinique mascara that I've used. So I've put all the details up of all the different shades and, you know, where you can get them. And don't forget, Beauty Pie, if you are brand new to Beauty Pie and you want to join, it's a subscription service. So you sign up and you pay as little as like £10 a month, and it gives you access to the most amazingly good value stuff and good quality. You know, I think most of the makeup I've got on today is Beauty Pie. And if you put Liz Loves as your code, then you get a free month. So you take out your 3-month subscription and you get a free month with the Liz Loves. And you can take out any subscription. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. You can take out the cheapest one. Oh, so nice to see. Oh, I don't understand. Oh, good. Oh, your cake is well wrapped. Oh, good. Talking about that. Yeah, lots of chat. Do you have, this is from Jenny, do you have a recipe for coating the cake in marzipan? Interesting. I was wondering about trying something a bit different this year. We did a really good recipe at Easter time for a simnel cake. I don't know if you saw that. That's in one of the Easter issues from this year. So that would have been, what, March, April issue maybe? And that's with a pistachio marzipan. And that was amazing and bright green, which is really fun. So I guess on a Christmas cake that could be quite fun, couldn't it? So I might look out that recipe. But actually, for me, I think I've mentioned this before, I always like putting quite a thick layer of marzipan on my cake because I love marzipan, I love almonds. And I'm thinking, well, it's got loads of almonds, that's lots of vitamin E, you know, a bit of protein. And then a very thin layer of royal icing. For me, it's got to be royal icing. So that's the whipped up egg whites with a little bit of icing sugar. And that's it. And then it just goes, it sets really hard and stiff. I have to say, I'm not a fan of this just roll, ready roll, kind of like white plastic stuff that you put on cakes. It just, to me, it doesn't taste of anything. I don't like the texture. It feels very synthetic, and it's just, you know, sugar and fat and not very much. Not that there's much redeeming goodness to say about icing, but if you're going to make icing, let's do a proper one. Let's have, you know, proper stiff white egg yolks and a little bit of icing sugar, and then I just do it really thinly. And because I'm not a baker really, or I'm not very good with my cake decoration, I always do a snow scene because it's like the easiest. So it's just like, oh, frosted peaks, you know, you can just sort of scatter it on, and you don't have to get it all beautifully smooth. And I really admire people who can do that. But no, I always have a big snowstorm going on my cake, and I've got, you know, a few little snowmen and little creatures and rabbits and things that I've had in my cake tin collection for, you know, forever. And they just come out year after year. And I think I've got a couple of little spindly green fir trees, and I make this little snow scene. Oh dear, happy days. I look forward to that, but I haven't yet decorated my cake. I should be getting it out actually and unwrapping it and feeding it with a little bit of brandy. How is everybody doing? Oh, lots and lots lots and lots of chat going on. I don't know if I can scroll down so much on Facebook. I don't think I can, but I will be checking through the comments later. I don't do direct message because I just get overloaded, unfortunately, but I do go through all my comments on Instagram and on Facebook as well if you want to leave me one. So I think that is just about it today. Just to say, don't forget that there is still a subscription offer for the magazine. So if you haven't got your magazine yet, or you want to give it as a gift, then at the moment you can get your little free, this is the skin balm, the Isla Apothecary skin balm, which I absolutely love. I also have this beside my bed. I use this on my fingers particularly. So that comes free, and you can either have the gift sent to you, or you can have it sent to the person that you're giving the gift of the subscription to. So We do still have a few of those left, just to let you know. And actually something else I just wanted to show you, because this lady sent me this great thing, and I tried to do it, I think it was this time last week, and I didn't set it up very well, so I just want to show it to you one more time because I think it's a great invention. It's called Perfino, and she found a way of wearing natural scent. So if you don't want to put perfume on your skin, or you just want to have something a little bit different, and she's created this little silver ball. And I have to say, it's a bit like wafting incense around. The smell is absolutely delicious, because what you do is it comes in a box, and you have here I think it's a lovely gift, really lovely. You've got your little bottle of scent here, the oils, that's where your little necklace sits. And then you have these lava stones, and lava stones are really little porous balls that hold a fragrance. So you've got in here, I don't know whether you can see in there, these little balls, little lava balls. And what you do is you use each one, you can drop a fragrance onto it, a couple of drops of your fragrance, and then you pop that into your little silver thing here. Just open that up at the top, pop your little ball in, and then it's got the filigree around it to release the scent. So when you wear it, you know you're wearing that smell next to you. Isn't that a lovely thing? Anyway, I wish you lots of luck with your brand, and I'm just very happy to show that again. It's called Perfino, P-E-R-F, as in perfume, I suppose. Perfino, perfectly natural, and I think she is mostly on Instagram. Oh, she's on Facebook. Yeah, Perfino UK. There you go, or the website perfino.co.uk. So, little shout out for you there. So that is it for my Wellbeing Wednesday. I hope that you have enjoyed the chat. It's been really nice to connect with everybody. I hope that everybody is staying as well and as positive as possible. I had a really nice surprise this morning. I got one of my mentions from the e-guide, A Happy Healthy Christmas, in the Daily Telegraph. They were doing something on Christmas decorations. And for those of you who've downloaded your e-guide, you will know that in here, I mean, I've just printed off some of the pages, there is a lot about making Christmas decorations, and I think they possibly picked up on making the mistletoe balls. I'm not sure, I need to sit and read it properly. But anyway, there's lots and lots in here. There's all your Christmas recipes and how-tos, and how to make mulled wine, which is something I'm going to be doing next week. And lots of good stuff. Sourdough bread sauce for the turkey, and some sauerkraut to go alongside, so that it's a gut-friendly Christmas as well. Don't forget your fire tree, just to remind that this was the special one for today, for day 11 of the Wellbeing 12 days of Christmas. That was number 11. Anyway, wishing you all a lovely day, and I'll be back with you live on Friday for more fabulous chats, and then tomorrow being Thursday, I've got a new vlog going up on YouTube, so I shall see you there. Take care. Bye bye.